Yes, we're going live on YouTube.
Could you transfer back the rights to me, Aditya?
Yeah, just yeah, we're live.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. A very warm good afternoon to all of you. We are giving it a couple of more minutes because we are still 1 minute to 3 o'clock. Till more people join in, let's wait a couple of minutes more before we dive into this webinar. For those joining in, we are waiting a couple of seconds or minutes more, maybe, to let them also join in, and then we'll start together. Okay, let's start till the time more people trickle in. We'll kind of introduce everything, and then we'll have more participants by the end of those introductions. So I am Hina Kausar, and I am the Deputy Manager with IT-ITeS Sector Skill Council, Nasscom. And today we are doing another webinar of our program called Career Mantra, where we deep dive into the details of the career that you can take, any details about any emerging technologies, how do you navigate complexities of the job market with so many technologies and a plethora of courses, online resources available. But the more the options, the more you get confused. So this is why we have this career mantra session, where we invite panelists and experts from across the industries to deep dive into the very various questions and doubts that you might have about your career. Before we deep dive into the webinar, I'll kind of set the context for the whole webinar. India's tech sector, it accounts to a burgeoning $255 billion industry. It's a $255 billion industry that accounts for 7.5% of India's economy, India's GDP. And for that, 1 million engineers will be required. This is as per a report by Nasscom. So as a college student or an early age professional, you might think, how do I get a chunk of this and increase my employability, enhance my employability, so that more and more people or employers are able to see my skills and competencies and I get placed and I get hired. How do I ensure Gen AI doesn't take my job? We hear a lot of questions that our students, our audience put to our experts about would or not my job would be taken by AI, etc. So all those questions and all those doubts would be answered in this session. So for this very webinar, I invite our speakers Our expert speakers, Madhu Santhanam, Associate Director, Learning and Development from Cognizant, and we have Keshav Walecha. He's a Senior HR Manager of IT-ITeS Sector Skill Council, Nasscom. So Madhu and Keshav, a very warm welcome to both of you in this webinar. And without wasting anyone's time and without much further ado, I would hand over the stage to both of you. Madhu, if you would like to start this particular webinar, taking control of your career journey, how to build from building profile to finding your dream job.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tina and team and Nasscom team for this. Very good afternoon, one and all here. And I hope you all can hear me well. And I can see some of the chats coming in. During the next course of 45 minutes of our webinar, please feel free to put in your comments in the space in terms of wherever I'm asking questions. Engage yourself because this is about your career. And today, whatever I'm going to share is about my experience and how we can actually shape up your career with basis my experience and expertise that I come up with, right? So let me start with a small story. I'm sure everybody would love listening to a story, right? It's a story about a small seedling. Seedling is a seed, right? Which aspired to become a very strong tree one day, becoming a tall, strong tree. Let us name that seedling as Arjun, right? Arjun was very strong and he wanted to become tall overnight. But is that possible to become tall overnight and strong? No. So what he did is he started focusing on how do I become strong, put up a more strong foundation. So he started developing his roots, which is like skills and knowledge, and digging deep into the earth. That is in terms of how do I learn from failures and how do I observe the nourishing water? So seeking mentorship, right? So with time, Arjun became very sturdy tree, taking care of all the storms, being very strong, overcoming all the obstacles, and providing shade that is more in terms of positive impact. So one day, a wise old tree became like a very big tree. A wise man came there. Hey, how did you become so tall? What's the secret of your success, right? So what do you think Arjun would have said? He said, I focused on building strong foundation, embracing growth here, and adapting to the whole environment. So now I'm proud to be tall, strong, and making a difference in this whole forest and giving shade to people, which is more a positive impact, which is like giving back. What's the moral of the story? Moral of the story is one should develop a strong foundation, which is skills and knowledge. And how do I embrace the growth and learning opportunities? Come up with a growth mindset, which is very important in this current times of environment, right? Which is a VUCA world, which is in terms all the time changes are coming in. And how do I make a positive impact? More importantly, whatever comes on your way we need to check whether it is an opportunity and how do I turn that into an opportunity, right? So with that story, I would like to start this particular session. How do you understand what's your career goal is? Put in your chat box why goal setting becomes very important. Why does goal setting becomes very important for us? What are the different things that is important for us to set up goals? Goal setting becomes important because you see this picture, the person who's climbing the mountain, very important is direction. Which direction should I go there? And why should I go there? Which is most important is a motivation, right? I need to have that motivation to go to that particular place or reach that particular level. So goal setting is extremely important. Every day morning, I need to get up and do a couple of things to reach my goal, which is accountability. I am accountable for my growth. So that accountability comes in only when you set up your goals. Performance. Unless and until I set up goals, I wouldn't perform. Today I get up, okay, let me do a couple of things and I just leave off. No, I know I need to perform to get to that goal, right? Whatever the goal is. And most important is resilience. In this current times, you should know how to adapt to the changes that is coming on every other minute. You don't even know what's coming up next year, next moment in our life. How the environment is affecting you currently? How do I come back straight and forward to say, let me go ahead, achieve that goal that I've set up? To set your goals, the first and foremost is important is how do you understand who you are? Who you are? What are my strengths? What are the areas of improvement? And what are my interests? If you know all of these three, it's very easy for us, or at least it becomes easier for us to set up our goals, right? So I should know what are my strengths. Am I good at writing? Am I good at talking? Or am I good at analytical skills? What is it coming on my way so easily? And I'm able to get through things. And what are the things that I need to improve on? Certain things I need some help from people, right? Those are the areas of improvement. And interest is something, what are my hobbies, or what something that I love doing? That's most important, right? And I do that, I get more energy. Those are my interests. So for example, you can ask yourself, what are my accomplishments that I have done till now? And what are the skills that help me to achieve those? So if you're able to think through this question, then you'll be able to sit down and write what are your skills. Ask for feedback from your peers, from your friends, from your professors, from your seniors. Ask for feedback from more trusted sources, so it's easier to know where you are, what are your strengths. Hey, what do you think I'm really good at? And then identify those strengths for yourself. Second, areas of improvement. What is my area of my improvement? Where is that I'm struggling? Or rather, I would need maybe an additional development in that area. So seek feedback in those areas. Don't shy away from seeking feedback from people, saying that, okay, you saw me performing. Can you tell me where should I improve myself? Where do you think I have my strengths are? Please ask for feedback. Get constructive feedback, right? What do you mean by constructive? Anybody criticizing you, it's okay. But just ask them, where do you think I can correct myself? Which part of it do you think that I didn't do really well? And which skill do you think is required to do that? Reflect on your challenges. Yesterday, what did I do? Where did I face challenge? And how did I sort that out? Or how did others actually enter in that challenge and come out really well? So what skill was important for them? And then identify what's your knowledge gaps. So I know what are certain technologies. Maybe this is another technology that I would need to know to get into this particular industry. So let me understand what are those gaps. So these are areas of improvement. If you understand what your strengths, what are your areas of improvement are, that itself is a big thing for you to start putting up your goal. What are my interests? Explore your hobbies or the interests. So for example, I would love to talk to people, understand their goals, help them. So I'm a coach. So where I come from in terms of, okay, how can I help you to set up your goals? So this is one of my areas of interest. Reflect on your past experiences. If people are joining from various colleges, if you have experience of setting up maybe a show, maybe a drama, or even connecting with the corporates to bring in people to your college, or setting up a particular project. So if your past experience shows that you've been able to plan well and execute well, and that's where your strengths lies, right? And do your research on your career. So that's very important. If this is the area that you're interested in, let's do some research to understand where this particular interest goes on. How many people have got into this? What type of industries are taking up? Certain amount of research is important. Now you all have this right now. And how do I make up where do I go, right? There are so many tools that are available. Mind mapping is one simple tool. You can just visualize and put it across all of this. There is a SWOT analysis, which means strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's a 4-quadrant. You can put it across and say, okay, this is what my strengths, weaknesses are. Or simple journaling will help you, friends. You just have to sit and write. Where do you think you see yourself? What are my accomplishments? What are my challenges that I'm going to? There's another tool that is available in the internet that you can pick up, hi-fi test.com. There is a free version as well. You could go and take up your self-assessment there, which will give you a report to say what are your strengths and what are your areas of improvement and what are your interests. So this gives a very brief part of it. There is a paid version, but just go ahead and take up the free version, which is available, right? So now that you know what are your strengths, improvement, and interests, once you have that, how do you align these to the goal that you want? I would like to take up an example for you all and do that, okay? So let's do this goal alignment. If I have to align my goal, right, I can't take up something which I don't have strengths in, am I right? So leverage your strengths. You need to manage your area of improvement and balance both of it. In the corporate world, in you advance in your career, the most important thing is, how do I leverage the strengths? Play by your strengths, understand what's your improvement, and balance strengths and weaknesses. Now, for example, somebody has a strength as analytical skills. The person is extremely really well versed in analytical skills, and I'm able to analyze data and pay attention to detail. I'm able to pick up the details and talk about those details, right? And maybe a passion for healthcare in the industry, right? Healthcare industry, life sciences, I would say, medicinal industry, whatever, pharma industry, whatever name that you want to give. And area of improvement, I need to work, for example, this is about me. I need to work on public speaking and maybe about prioritizing and time management. These are a couple of things. And I would like to make a positive impact in the healthcare. That's my interest. And also work on terms of learning and development. I would like to collaborate, effective communication. These are some of the interests and values. If I all have to put together and set up what my career goal will look like, right? The career goal will look like something like this. This is just an example, but you can go ahead and take up some cues from here and start working on your goals. I need to become a leading data analyst because I am very good at analytical skills in the healthcare industry and leveraging my analytical skills, and also to improvise patient outcomes while developing public speaking abilities, right? To effectively communicate to stakeholders. This is something like a broad career. So what happens if I have a goal right now? I know where I'm going to be working on, what I need to work on, which industry I need to target, which is your healthcare industry. So to become a data analyst, what are the technical skills that I need to learn? That's most important, right? You need to list that down. Where do I go and apply for those courses or seek for those courses? Those are the next steps. But what's so important? What is my end goal? What is my career goal? So I would know which are the areas to tap in, and that's more important. So career goal is extremely important. So that's where you can reach your dream. Now that you have a career goal, how do I make it more visible to the audience? Who are the audience? The corporate world, the outside world. I need to make myself visible there, right? So build a strong professional career profile. And this is what we're going to talk about. It needs a resume, it needs a cover letter, and you also need to optimize the various platforms that is available in the visibility. You'll get to hear more about it after a few 10, 15 minutes later. We'll elaborate on this, right? And how do you build a strong professional profile in the internet? In the internet, offline, online, with people. So you require 3 C's here, right? To become visible and impactful. So remember, just being on a social media platform isn't enough, right? Most of us are in social media, right? Either in Twitter or most of us are in Instagram or a Facebook. Most importantly, professional networks happen in LinkedIn kind of a professional platform, right? There are so many other professional platforms. I would take an example of LinkedIn. So how do you make sure you're both visible and impactful? So focus on these 3 things, right? Let me tell you. First is connecting. What's connecting mean? Connecting first is who knows you, right? Who knows you is as important as who I know. For example, whom you know, right? So who knows you? There are 100 people who know you. Most importantly, you also should know them better, you also should know more people. More importantly, the quality of information that you know about. So use your social profile as an online business card. Very important. Important as an online business card. Right? So what is a business card? When we run a business or when we are in a company, you're being given a business card saying you are a sales manager, and you are off to go ahead and connect with people to start selling your product and services. First thing, what you first go and present your card and say, here is my card, and I'm so-and-so, I'm sales manager from this company, and I'd like to come and present about my product and services. So that's like physical presence. So you are making a physical presence. What about social media? Social profile in LinkedIn. That's where it is everyone are looking forward. Right? And you can connect with multiple people rather than just one person. So use that. So that means the information that you actually publish in the platform has to be very apt, very impactful as well. Right? Now, how do you create that impactful message? How do you create that impactful message? So the second C is creating. What will help building awareness around who are you and what you do, right? So basically what you need to do is craft in such a way that what are you doing and who you are? What are your strengths? What are your interests? And what do you do? And what impact that you come across in your social life or in your company, right? What have you already delivered? So all of this will happen. If you're a fresher, then what you could do better and what are your interests? And what have you done in your education when you're in education institutes, and what have you done really well? So what are your accolades? These are some of the things that you can actually publish. What is the time that you generally would post? How often would you post? This sets the rhythm, complete rhythm, right? People will get to know, okay, so-and-so person is posting it every other week, every other month on certain topic. The most important is the topic also, right? You have to get aligned with your interest and values, and it should not be conflicting. That's very important, right? For example, I would prefer to write about communication skills, and I keep writing about communication skills, how important it is. What are the different methods that you can improve your communication skills, right? So that's something that I can keep writing about and relating to the professional world, relating to the personal world, relating to students' life, and all of that. That way, you can also pick up a topic and start doing it. And why this particular post and how is it related to my professional goals is something that you have to connect. You're writing something or you're creating something, and that has to get related to professional goal, right? So for example, we just saw an example of career goal, becoming a leading data analyst, and in respect to healthcare. So I start writing a post related to that. I bring it from some data and talk about currently how industry is growing, and in terms of post the COVID, how people are so mindful of their health, things like that. Now, offline also, if that is what I'm trying to write, offline also I have to start thinking in those lines. So the post and your professional goal should get aligned, and you should create that kind of a post. So bring in that interest, bring it that value that you bring it to the table. So companies that are looking out for people in the areas of data analyst will look out for these topics, which ones are coming up, what notifications are coming up. When they search, it will come. So that's the beauty of the search engine behind the LinkedIn as well. So you have to be mindful of that. And then consistency, very important. Today you write something, tomorrow if you do not align with your values, there'll become a conflict. So let's be mindful of it, right? Align with your values, interest, consistency, and consistently you'll have to put it. These are the three things important that is required for us to build strong professional profile. Now, how do you develop yourself to achieve this? What's so important? Because you've set your career goals, you need to go ahead, but I need to be always up to date, right, in terms of learning. So do you relate to the story that I said? The tree has to grow. The tree has to grow. That means it has to learn as well. So there are a lot of skills it has to be getting developed there. So develop the key skills and competencies that are important for your growth. How do you get there? How do you actually identify what are the key skills and competencies? So today's rapidly evolving job market, certain skills are very, very important, right? So the first is you need to stay curious. You need to always be staying curious of what is important right now, what's relevant, what's coming up 5 years later, 10 years later, right? So currently everybody are talking about what technology. I'm sure you must be chatting here, but I am not actually going across in that space. But what is that you're seeing all the time, hearing all the time? I'm sure it is about AI, right? Correct. So first, most important is first in-demand skills for your industry. What are those in-demand skills for the industry that you're aiming to be in? To take up the example of data analyst that we speak of, so what is that we require for that? For the data analyst, data science is important. You can actually look at what the technology is important, what technology is important. Data science is important. So how do I learn? How do I get certified? What are the different other methods that I should get to updated in that stream of technology? And then strategies to stay competitive. What is so important? How do I stay competitive in this area? Right? Again, you have to come back again to the goal. You'll have to get aligned to the goal. So I need to reach that goal. For that, I need to set my goals. Leverage the technology that is available. There are a lot of online platforms, right, for you to access learning, track your progress, like Coursera, NovoEd. These are some of the course online platforms that are available that you could actually take leverage of, right? You can leverage all of this. And then seek feedback, talk to experts, read articles, all of these. So you need to keep yourself open to understand what's coming up next, relevant, and stay updated in that. Even if you don't want to go in depth, see that you're able to understand in layman language and see if you're able to speak what is relevant. So you should be able to speak that language to that person, right? Whoever you're talking, which is your interviewer. If you're going to a company and taking understanding, appearing for an interview, you should be able to talk that language and say, hey, this is what I understand. I'll be able to pop up in the space and be expert in this area once I get more experience in this space. Learn continuously through various platforms. That's what I said. There are multiple platforms like Coursera. There are a lot of Google Career certifications. There is something called Allison in the platform, right? It offers free online courses and certificates in various range of subjects. But all of these are good. The most important thing, overarching all of this, is your professional leadership development. In that, what is professional leadership development? The first thing is you need to have excellent communication skills. Now, I mean excellent, it will take some time for anyone to go into that space of excellent. But I would start with effective communication because you need to start building relationship with people in your work area. Build clear understanding of what they are doing and what I'm doing, what you're doing. If you're getting into a teamwork, imagine you need to have the ability to work well with others is extremely important. Once you become a leader, it's even more important to delegate work. So first, get into a teamwork to achieve those common objectives that you have set for as a team. And then leadership skills, that is, as a leader, you need to inspire and motivate teams. And also that will help you to drive productivity and innovation. So these are some of the things that you'll start envisioning once you understand what your goal is. And once you start getting into the corporate world, start working of it. Some of you may be working as well. So once you start, if you're working, start thinking in this lines of how do I improvise my communication skills? It's not only about talking in fluent English. It's about talking right things at the right time and the way you need to communicate, right? Second thing is, how do I embrace the team, collaborate with them, and ensure that we work together for the common objective and keep updating yourselves. So just remember, stay curious, right? Now you have the goal, you have built the online presence, your online business card, and then you're also looking at how do I develop key skills and competencies. Now, most important is always look out for networking, right? Networking for success. So if you have to be successful in life, you need to keep networking with newer people and sustain the same networking with the network of network people you have. So first is set the objective for the networking. Why am I even networking with people? Instead of just saying, hey, I want a job, or I would like to discuss with you about my next career opportunity. First, you make a social connect, understand what their interest, where do they come from, what are your interests, align that interests. That's very important. And a networking in a social platform, again, an objective is important. Remember that I said, when you're doing that, create the content in such a way that you align with your interest and values. So if you're seeking for a job, talk about what you can bring to the table, how you can excel in the job that you're going to apply for. Leverage all the social platforms that are available to understand about various terminologies, technologies, and also social platforms, LinkedIn. There are so many other platforms available, right? So that's very important. But in that, be very mindful of how you converse. Converse professionally, right? And also put up relevant posts, relevant for that particular job that you're looking for. Put your point of view in such a way that it brings a positive impact, right? And build and sustaining your networking is important. Stay active and engage in that space. Just for the sake of getting the job, if you say hello and then once you get a job, you go out, it will not get sustained. You have to keep connecting with them. Look for opportunities to attend networking events online, offline. So LinkedIn also offers a lot of networking events within the social platform. You can register with pay, without pay, see what helps you, but attend to that and understand how people are talking, what kind of information is coming across. How do you relate to that? And then come up with your point of view. And then once you start connecting with people, follow up with a personalized message, right? It is not a common message. And what do you do? How do you, what do you come to the, how do you relate to this particular topic? Follow up with some personalized message. It was great meeting you all. Things like that, right? And then offer value. Offer value, that's when they will come forward and say, yes, this person is genuinely asking for some help. So these are some of the strategies that are important to bring in your networking skills. So objective, the platform, and how do you build and sustain. Now, what are the different platforms available? How do you leverage this, right? How do you leverage that platform? Now, there are professional conferences, events that are hosted in every city. So you just have to look out for it in the internet. You can sign up. That's a very important investment for each one of us to be staying updated in your career. Corporates will sign up for it and sponsor most often, but if not, you will have to sign up and get yourself up saying that I want to go and attend this event. I want to go and attend this conference, because you'll get to meet people and you'll also get to understand what's happening in the industry. Next is online networking platforms, which is many are there in the world. So you have to choose what works best for you and what works best for your type of career goal that you have set for. Right? And then focus networks. If you get an opportunity to network in your city for some kind of a activity, please go ahead and network in a professional setup that I'm saying. Your social network for your friends is different. I'm talking about networking for professional growth. Please do it. But anyone, as I mentioned in the beginning of a story that I said, that mentoring is so important, right? All of this start of your career, if you could look out for a mentor for your growth, that would be great. Why do you think we require a mentor for our growth? Why do you think we require a mentor? From the start of the goal setting to our emotional support, right? It's important to have a mentor for our growth, right? The person who's your mentor will be able to share knowledge in terms of how to do, why you're doing it, right? In terms of going along, sharing their experience and expertise. How do the person also will provide right point of contacts to network with, right? And also will give you suggestions on how do you develop your professional leadership development, personal development. How do I enhance? They'll keep giving you key feedback, which is very important, right? What you're doing really well and what you could do really well, which means what you're doing well means what are your strengths, and what you could do really well, further improvement. How do you navigate these challenges? You can go back to your mentor and say, I have this challenge. How do I work through this challenge? So the mentor is so important. The mentor will be coming along with your pathway, but mentor may change in between basis the career growth that you have and time by time, but ensure that you are in touch with your mentor all the time, right? The mentor who was with you when you started your career until mid-career and the senior career, they may change, but keep in touch with the people who helped you in the career. So that's like more of a gratitude as well. Right? And how do I advance my career? Most often what happens in certain age, we all get stuck in terms of career. Where do I go? What needs to be done? So it's like mid-career crisis may come. But however, for you all, I would say, because you're all still young and starting, you need to get jump started on your career. For that, mentoring is very important. Please tie up with somebody whom you think will be able to add value to your life for your career. Tag along with them and ask them, can you be my mentor? And please talk to them very often to ensure that you are on the right path. More importantly, we all go through a lot of ups and downs emotionally. Emotional support is very important while we are progressing in our career growth. Because in corporates, you'll find a lot of challenges, right? Emotional challenges and work challenges. All of that we'll have to navigate and come up. So important that mentoring is important. So you need to sign up for a mentor, talk to them and bring it. So that brings a thing is, how do you actually get into the job search? Right now, I hand it over to Keshav.
Thanks, Madhu. Thanks a lot. I think it's very insightful to know about how one can probably work towards getting their career goals aligned, working towards goal alignment. I think everyone would be, can take away a lot from this session. Thanks a lot for that. To start over, good afternoon, everyone. Right, so I'm here to talk about, Madhu, if you can move to the next slide, please. Thanks. So I'm here to talk about key strategies for effective job search application process. So we'll cover techniques for finding job opportunities, customizing applications for specific roles, and preparing yourselves for interviews, along with how do you follow up. Right. So as all of you would be aware that the current landscape of job searching has undergone significant change. Right, over the years, it's been driven by technological advancements, shifts in the job market, and change in the hiring practices as well. So my next slide would talk about, if you can move to the next slide. So it will talk about techniques for finding job opportunities, right? So number one are the online job portals or boards, right? So you have a lot of websites that are currently available, like Indeed is there, LinkedIn is there, Naukri is there. So these platforms allow you to search for jobs by location, by industry, by job titles. And they also provide you functionalities in which you can set up job alerts, apply directly through the company site as well, right? Obviously, then you have a company career pages as well, in which you can regularly visit the career sections of the websites of the companies that you are interested in. Companies do post the jobs there, and you can probably match with your interest areas to see if you're suitable or not. And a third thing, most important, is networking, which I think Madhu also highlighted the importance of networking, right? So you need to leverage your existing network as well. You need to reach out to your colleagues, your friends for job leads, for referrals, right? So these are some techniques that can help you find job opportunities. And in the next slide, Madhu, if you can move, please. This would talk about customizing applications for specific roles. So you have identified your interest area. How do you work or customize right, your applications for any specific roles based as your interest areas, right? Because to stand out in this job market, right, it's crucial to tailor your applications for each positions that you apply for. So you need to customize your resumes, your cover letters for each job application. highlight the relevant skills and experiences that match the job description. You can also always leverage tools such as ChatGPT, which can help you in writing your resumes with the help of keywords, which you can personalize and customize to your own profiles, right? You have platforms such as Canva, Zeti, which can provide you with ready resume templates and cover letter templates as well. Always ensure that you incorporate keywords and phrases from the job posting into your application material, because a lot of companies use application tracking system in which it can help your application pass through that by ensuring the keywords that are there in the profile are also in your resumes as well, right? And highlight your achievements. So focus on specific achievements and outcomes in your previous roles. Quantify your accomplishments wherever possible with metrics that would always show and demonstrate the impact that you have created. So in the next slide that I have, it'll help you in how do you prepare yourself for interviews and what are the follow-up strategies, right? So being well prepared for an interview can make a significant difference in how you are perceived by the potential employer. So number one thing is always research about the company that you have applied to. Understand what are the company missions, their values, their product, their services. Be prepared to discuss how your current skills and experiences align with the company needs, right? Always prepare some questions, right? Have a list of thoughtful questions to ask the interviewer about the role, the team, the culture, career development opportunities. This shows that you're genuinely interested in that role, right? One of the basic things is how do you dress for an interview? Obviously, you need to be professionally dressed. Preferably, you should always wear a formal attire for an interview, right? And in terms of how do you follow up, you should send a thank you email, preferably within, say, 24 hours of the interview, expressing your gratitude for the opportunity, reiterate your interest in this position, and briefly highlight how your skills can align and the experiences that you have will make you a good fit. This is some small things that I would like to highlight for the job search and application, which I believe if you can use would really be helpful for you all. So thanks. That's what I have. I'll now pass on to Hina.
Thank you so much, Madhu and Keshav. That was such an insightful session, even for me. Earlier, also, I did not used to believe in networking so much and following up and preparing my questions well in advance for interviews. But I have, over the time, realized that these nitty gritties, these smaller aspects of finding a job or building a career is as important as understanding the job role and your skills and competencies. Thank you so much for both of your time. And I would now like to take the audience through some more details and as to how they can gain some insights, insights into emerging technologies, how they can showcase their certifications to employers, all those details. If Madhu, if you could just hand over the screen to me. All right. Before we deep dive into the certifications bit, what you can do, how you can gain additional resources, additional certifications for your career that you can showcase on your profile as well as your LinkedIn profile and networking platforms. There's time for quiz. We mentioned in the communication that we sent out to you that there would be a quiz on the basis of what you have studied so far. So get excited, get prepared. So the rules of this quiz is there would be a question on the screen for you. You have to read the question and then answer that particular question in the chat box that you have over here. And remember, the first one who types in the answer, correct answer, the first one who types in the correct answer would be the winner of this particular quiz and win a Spotify voucher for this particular quiz. So I would ask Madhu to put on the question. Be ready, be prepared to type in. Over to your keyboard, everyone. Madhu, if you could just reveal the question for the audience.
Sure, Hina.
Okay, the question is, what are the 3 C's for building a strong professional profile? Madhu took us over there. She made us understand what are the 3 C's that are important for building a strong professional profile. I need all of those 3 C's together. Somebody who answers all the 3 C's together would be the winner to win this amazing Spotify voucher that we are offering. Keshav, do we have the winner?
Yes,
we have
we
a
do
lot of
have.
I
answers.
can see. I
Yes.
can see somebody answering all 3.
Okay,
Yes.
Keshav, who was the first one to kind of go announce all the 3 C's?
So the first one that we has is Sarnaya. We have
Sir
Sarnaya.
Naya.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So everyone, that's we will be revealing the answer now. Madhu, if you could just do the honors of the answer reveal. So we have 3 C's that Madhu took us through. It was connecting, creating, and consistency. And Sarnaya was the first one who answered
Yes.
these 3 C's together. So I would request Sarnaya to write back to me on hina@nascom.com. I'm also typing into the chat box my email ID. You have to write back to me to get your Spotify vouchers. This is my email ID, hina@nascom.in. Do write to me and I will revert back with your Spotify voucher details. Okay, now moving to the certifications bit, how you can gain additional information, how you can showcase your interest in other dimensions of, let's say, your technology that you're doing. So we are FutureSkills Prime. We are an association between MeitY, Ministry of Electronics and IT, and Nasscom. We offer certifications, and Madhu, I would like to present my screen. If you could just stop presenting once.
I'll stop.
Yes.
I've stopped it, Hina.
Yeah, just 1 second. Allow me a couple of seconds. I'll present. So we are a platform by MeitY and Nasscom. We offer various certification in emerging technologies, including artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, cloud computing, and we have, let's say you want to test your aptitude, you are not sure which particular skill should I do, which particular certification should I take. You can have we have something called competency diagnostics, wherein you can go log in and it will tell you what particular skills you could take up as your career. We have various government of India incentives. The most interesting fact about all of these certifications is that all of these certifications are free of cost, since they come from government of India. And when you and you can even gain various certifications in different technologies. Let's say you're not sure which particular technology I can indulge in. You can do various certifications in various technologies. We have 10 emerging technologies that you can get certified in, and you can build your skills passport, wherein you can have all those badges that you can showcase on your LinkedIn profile, as well as to your potential employers. So this is something that the certification would look like. When you do receive a certification, it would come from dual entities, one from the government of India, Ministry of Electronics and IT, as well as Nasscom. So this is a very interesting certifications to showcase to your next employers. These are the technological skills and professional skills that we were speaking about, beginning from artificial intelligence to Gen AI, blockchain, and we have recently added semiconductors as our 11th emerging technologies. So you can get all these certifications in various emerging technologies. And for those who are into early stages of their career, they can get those certifications in product development, design thinking, collaborations, all of these skills which are very essential to navigate the complexities of the corporate world. I would also like to bring to your attention that these courses, these certifications that you do additional to your coursework, you are in college, you have a lot of academics to deal with, but all of these certifications are aligned with the National Credit Framework. That means if you do these certifications, you can add them as credits in your academics, and you don't have to, whatever time you're investing in these certifications, it will be added as credit into your academics. So plus point over there, it's a brownie point. And if you would like to sign up onto the platform, this is a QR code that is being reflected onto your screen. Maybe you would like to scan through your Google camera and then go onto the platform. Everybody can sign in. Everybody can scan this particular QR code and they would be led to our platform. In the meanwhile, I would also showcase to you how you can go about this particular. So this is the platform, FutureSkillsPrime.in. When you do scan the QR code, it will lead you to this particular platform. It has all the certifications in various technologies that we spoke about. We have various incentives. We have various discounts. ServiceNow, for those interested in cloud computing, is offering 80% discount on certification that you can showcase on your LinkedIn and your other networking platforms. So this is the button where you would sign in, and it would lead you to the platform wherein you have, let me refresh this for you once. So this is my home, and I can see various courses: big data analytics, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, semiconductor. We have all these technologies. And once you do any particular course in augmented reality or virtual reality or any course that you are interested in, you would build a skill passport. You can see I have done a couple of maybe badges in GenAI and ChatGPT, because that's what communications profile involves. So you can also build your passport. I can also share all the badges on my LinkedIn profile that I keep doing from time to time. And once you log in, you are doing certifications, you are showing this on your LinkedIn profile. You can also register on one of our platforms called Talent Connect portal. It has jobs. It has jobs from various technology providers and corporate leaders, including Salesforce, Google, everyone we are talking to. We have kind of this platform where we have students, and it's a marketplace of jobs. We have people from companies who want to hire, and we have students who have registered themselves to get hired on this particular platform. So it's Nasscom Talent Connect portal. The website is talentconnect.sscnasscom.com. So I guess this was it. I believe we are at the end of the webinar, and it was a very insightful session for me. And for those who are still there with us, thank you so much for being a part of this webinar, staying this long with us. And thank you, Keshav, so much, Keshav and Madhu and Keshav, so much for your insightful session on how to go about building your career, aligning your goal, and networking, and building those keywords, understanding your interests and how to align them with your career goals. All of those interesting details definitely would add benefit to the student community that we have over here.
Thank you, Hina. Thank you,
Thanks.
Keshav.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Madhu.
one and all, who are there in the webinar. Thank you so much. It was great interacting with you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day.